Hello, this is Phoenix, and usually I make other kinds of videos on this channel, but I just really needed to vent. Some things just really made me sad since last night, or like, I've been sad about this for a long time actually, but I guess it really came to a head last night, and I just really came face to face with it, and I was like, this is a real dilemma, and I really feel weighed down by this. So I'm so envious of people who grew up in musical homes where maybe their parents had a piano or something, or they just learned guitar. They have that kind of self-discipline, or they had a guitar that they learned, or they know music theory. I'm so envious of that. Those people don't know how good they have it, unless like they were forced to do that and music isn't their passion, then that's completely different. But like, I'm talking about the people who grew up in these musical homes and they wanted to do music, they have a passion for it. I didn't have that, and it's really made me upset for so long that I couldn't create what I love and what I always knew I wanted to do since I could remember. I didn't have a piano, not a real one or anything, and I think what's even more than that is that I didn't have the kind of environment that was empowering for me. I would get applause for being creative, but there were just other factors at play that really took a hit at my psyche and self-esteem, to the point where I typically didn't feel confident being creative. I knew I could create worlds in my mind, but I knew I couldn't play piano, I couldn't play guitar, I didn't know anything about how to do those things, and just coming up where I did, I didn't feel the confidence to take them on. I didn't want to do anything that would make me look dumb, because you always have to look dumb when you're learning a new craft, and I didn't have a piano or guitar to play, and I didn't have the confidence to believe in myself enough to learn those things, or music theory. I just also wasn't really thinking about how I probably needed to learn those things to know music production, to create the exact sound I want, because the worst part about all this is that I have so many songs that I can hear vividly in my mind, but I cannot create them. I cannot manifest them in this world and reality, in the physical. I'm not talking about like songs that are already out, but like song ideas I have. I can like hear the full thing in my head a lot of times, or even in dreams, and I can't put it out. I don't know anything. Like, I know a little music theory now, but it's just there's so much to learn. There's so much to learn about creating music. There's music theory. There's different instruments you gotta learn, and it's a whole rabbit hole. There's so much to know, and it's so much easier when you're a child and you learn that rather than when you're older, because you just have to have the self-discipline. And now when you're older, you have to work as well, and everything else can kind of go to hell a lot of the time throughout the week. Yeah, I don't know if any of this rambling is making sense, but this just really got me down, especially this morning. Oh my goodness. Um, yeah, it's so frustrating just having all this creativity inside of you, and it's just swirling around. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't create it in the physical. There's also this artist with a sound I really like. I'm worried because it seems like the specific sonic production they use is unique to them and their music, and I wouldn't like to copy them, but I resonate with this sound and their music so much. There's not really much else I could say about this dilemma. It just frustrates me so much because I wish I'd come up with a verse because it's so good. Like, I'm really happy for them that they were able to. Their story is actually very beautiful and very inspiring to me overall. And I'm really happy that they've been able to carve their own lane and become very independent and do what they love and really make what they love. I really like that for them. I'm coming to terms with my dilemma though, and I totally give them credit or try to reach out to them if I ever even end up gaining the ability to make something with this same unique genre they seem to have beautifully created. Anyways, unfortunately, this world is always pressuring you to be the first to do something or to create something completely new. But with a population of 8 billion people in 2025, I'm not sure if that's as possible as it was before. I'm letting go of this pressure to be the first or the innovator and trying to just focus on my love for music and everything else I do. It's completely okay for others to be the innovators and to be inspired by them without outright stealing or not giving credit where it's due. And everyone creates something new on their own without trying. Everyone is always an innovator at something at some point, whether it's big or small, or known or not known by others. So there's always something. Everyone's unique in their own way. And that within itself is innovation. So, yeah, I guess I'm just sitting with all that this morning. It is kind of demotivating on top of the process of having to learn music production, which is already very demotivating. Before you actually learn, I've made progress, but a lot of things have gotten in the way. And I think I'm finally coming to the point where I do have the capacity, the mental capacity and time and discipline to finally just really get it together. And my spirits are lifted enough to the point where I can finally really lock in and make this happen for myself. And I most definitely will give credit where it's due. Because there's a bunch of other genres I like, but I really like this one as well. So if I do happen to make something similar to this person's music, of course I would give credit. Yeah, I'm just not really the type to swagger check. I don't like that, and I think I'm very scared of that happening to me, so I wouldn't want to do it to other people. I'm not trifling like that, because a lot of people are scared of that happening to them, but they will turn around and do it to other people. Oh, this world ain't shit, bro. I hate to be so negative. I never talk like this. At least not out loud, I guess. But yeah, another issue I grew up with is just, I was never in tune with society or its trends. I'm not saying that to sound like a snowflake or anything. Like, oh, look at me. But this is actually might have been detrimental to me a bit. Well, of course it was in many ways. Isolation is not good for the brain. But anyways. I wasn't in tune with society or its trends, its musical trends. There weren't circles of people for me to exchange musical interests or any kind of interest with in general. And I think that that can kind of stunt your musical development. Well, it does make you a bit more unique when you create music, so you're not constantly borrowing from other artists. And it's easier for you to create your own thing. Because being an artist is about taking inspiration from others. Everyone's inspired by someone or something, but at the same time, you still have to be unique in your own way. You have to make it your own. But with that said, all the time, I'm just constantly, and this isn't even just a musical thing or problem that I have, but all the time there are these different phenomenons and trends and, yeah, phenomenons that people are taken by, and I have no idea what they are. People will be going crazy over um, this this musical veteran or something, and I will not know anything about them, or this underground group that was from like the early 2000s or something, or 90s, I don't know, and I will not know anything about them. And it feels so weird because I like the genre these people come from, like I don't really know anything about them. I didn't discover that when I was a child. There were some unique things that I would hear growing up, but mostly what I would hear was on the radio, and I didn't have internet access at the same age as other children, I don't think. Or yeah, there was dial-up, but that is not that was not real internet access. Don't argue with me. Dial-up was the dark ages, but anyways, so that was not internet access. You couldn't do nothing with dial-up. Yeah, I didn't have a Wi-Fi as at the same time as the other kids. I don't think. Like I think I'm realizing that my home got Wi-Fi way later actually. So, and I think that that contributes to someone's musical taste and them sharing that with other people. And I didn't even really get to start exploring what I liked musically until then. I just kind of had to like what was on the radio, which was fine, but I didn't really get to develop my own unique taste until later on, and even now it's like, it feels like it's stunting me a little bit, while also helping me at the same time. I don't know. But yeah. There actually were also opportunities for me to learn music theory. It wasn't really a good one. I don't know what went on in that class, but when I was in middle school, there was a music theory class, but like, it was really just disorganized, and I can't even really remember it at all. And I think another part of this dilemma I'm having with not being able to create or manifest what I have in my mind into reality is that it's not just coming up in the wrong environment, but also, or just not having like instruments around me. But like, as a child, you don't know anything about how music is made. You don't know what you need. You don't know that you need music theory to make songs if you're into music production, which I am. When I'm making something, I really need it to sound exactly like what's in my head, or I can't itch the scratch. I can't scratch the itch I have mentally, I guess. I'm not a perfectionist, or at least I try not to be. I do not praise perfectionism at all. It's not a good thing at all. But I just, yeah, back to what I was saying. Like, you, as a child, you don't really know that you need all these things to make music of your own. So, yeah, I wouldn't really say that that music theory class that I ended up in was a missed opportunity that I didn't take up on. Yeah, none of us really picked up anything from that class. Again, it was disorganized. I don't even know if it was continued. It was like the typing class that we took as children. Like they just randomly canceled it, I think, randomly at some point in the middle of the semester, or like um, it stopped happening, or the teacher like just kind of gave up, I guess. I can't remember anything about that class. So, yeah, I don't know. No one really retained anything from the music theory class. So, yeah, but I'm just trying not to be like, oh, it's the environment I came up. It's the people around me. It's their fault that I'm like this and I can't achieve my dreams. I don't like to blame people for anything at all. But yeah, I'm just trying to think back about where maybe I could have done it. But yeah, there's also that class wasn't really a class, I don't think, or it wasn't an effective one. And as a child, I didn't know. I didn't know that I would need that later on. I wish I had paid a little attention, I guess, or that it was a more structured curriculum. I don't know. Maybe I should have taken a band class instead of chorus or dance. I don't know. But just thinking about that as well, I didn't really have any other opportunities to play instruments. I never really did until now. I had one of those little Fisher Price pianos as like a little kid. But that's it. I don't think I really even learned anything from that, or that it had like a music theory practice thing on it. I think it was just really a toy, and it didn't actually even teach you notes, um, which is fine. But again, I'm just trying to review my past and think about where maybe I could have put in a little more effort. But yeah, the, I don't think it's really my fault. And I can't blame myself. And that's okay. A lot of us can be late bloomers at stuff. I mean, I'm trying to learn guitar and piano now, that's everything, and that's all that matters. But yeah, I just don't want it to put this out there. So I could feel a little better about my predicament. But anyways, yeah, to anyone who listens, or if I'm talking into the void, I hope you have a wonderful day. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, I guess. And I'll see you in my next video.